Now, let's get to the nitty gritty here. This is what's really going on. Jennifer Garner and JLo don't have a good relationship at all. Um, Her daughter, Serafina, is very much influenced by JLo's daughter, Emma, who, has went through this transformation of, switching her sex to becoming more of a boy. She wants to transition over. And J-Lo has her full support. And Serafina is very much influenced by Emmy. And this is alarming to Jennifer Garner because she saw a change in her daughter to go to a whole different extreme. And she's had these conversations with Ben, and Ben is, he loves his children. And to separate these kids would be more of a big problem. Now, as you can see here, that's Emmy right there, Jennifer Lopez's daughter who wants to be a boy now. Um, Jennifer Garner's over there. And they're going to Serafina's recital. She has a recital. They see J-Lo, Bennett bringing Emmy to the facility. Their relationship is close. Ben has 3 kids with Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner, her thing is her daughter Violet and Samuel. Those they stay close to her. That's basically her twin. She is grossed out with Jennifer Lopez. She does not like to hang around with them. She likes to hang with her mom and doesn't want to really be over there. Serafina likes hanging out with J-Lo and Emmy and all of them, and they've had a influence over her, and Jennifer Garner really doesn't like it. But this is her life, her daughter's life. She don't want to, ruin it. And now Serafina's saying that she wants to go through a transformation. And this kind of activity is making things hard to navigate. It's making things hard for the family. And now Serafina goes by the name Finn, wants to be a guy, a boy. And it's very, you know, difficult for the family, but this has led to a lot of problems. And you don't want to blame children for divorce. It's really different views. How people view themselves and how they move and maintain. As you see right there, Serafina now is looking like a boy, dressing like a boy, hanging out with Emmy, who is both born female, want to identify as boys now. And the influence of hanging out with Emmy has changed. Ben Serafina, who's now wants to be called Finn, and she dresses like a boy, looks like a boy, and is talking about going through a transformation. And all of this is stressful on people around there, around that part. So you're constantly in a flux of trying to deal with children's emotions and the world that they live in. And you don't want to be, as a celebrity, you don't want to be attached to a lot of things that they might be attached to. what Jennifer Garner believes in her values is not what Jennifer Lopez believes in her values. And then these are your children coming around there. So you don't see Samuel that much around there, and you don't see Violet, their oldest child. And the reason you don't see them around anymore, a lot around each other, is because people over there just seems to have a difference when it comes to what they want to put up with, what they don't want to put up with. It's an entirely different world. People are living in different spaces, different. Um, it's not always about somebody want to go cheat on somebody, go sleep with this person. No, it's a lot different than what you might can imagine. You know, people are just trying to live their everyday life. They got jobs to do like everyone else, and they have problems just like everyone else. And it's the other rooms and balancing it, and Ben's in the middle of his ex-wife, his current wife, and that's so people want to divorce them and move them in different directions. Ben Affleck is stressed. This was more of a move to, you know, to rejuvenate each other's careers. Well, pretty much Ben's and hers. She was dealing with the embarrassment of A-Rod, so she rushed into another relationship back with somebody else whose career was in shambles because his marriage was in shambles, and he was looking for the way back. So now he's trying to do the Accounted Part 2, so that's what he's been filming. So I think he's doing like back-to-back films. So while they are doing this, they were actually away from each other and apart for a couple of months. And that was good, but they decided not to live, together anymore. So, and he's gonna move and they're gonna sell their home, and that's that. Ben's more of an East Coast guy, but he's been living on the West. And because of this, he's been put in a whole different world where he's now not happy again, and it could lead him back to the bottle, everything else. But right now, he's just stressed because he loves his children. But, you know, what can you do? His daughter, who's now called Finn, loves JLo's daughter, Emma slash wannabe son, and they both are best friends. So trying to separate the children would be a problem, would be a huge problem. So they don't want that for their kids. And, who wants that? Nobody wants to see that. But I understand the dilemma. Jennifer Garner has certain views. She can't publicly come out and say she's not happy about what's happening with Serafina. Violet is disgusted with JLo and the rest of them and don't really want to be around her. She just doesn't want to be around that scene. She don't want to be around any of it. And she just wants to be with her mom and live, a normal life and just stay away from that fray. And I don't blame her. She's the oldest, and Samuel, he really doesn't want to be over there anyway. He's pretty young and he's attached to mom. He doesn't really want to be around that. What's up? Now that they're going through this divorce now, it was like right in the middle of the video, they announced they're getting a divorce. And it's unfortunate, but I knew they would be here. It was just a matter of time. And after all these marriages, You have to realize it's her. And everybody want to talk about how beautiful she is and all of this stuff. And beauty is one thing, and beauty is something that we look at, we cherish, we look at it and say, oh wow, this woman, she's amazing. She could do everything. She works out, she puts the effort in, she works hard. That's true. But a relationship and marriage are two different things. That's not sex, it's not beauty, it's it's commitment, it's love. And this was a loveless marriage. This marriage was a shotgun marriage, shotgun relationship. Like immediately, she always do that and try to rebound. And she rebounds all the way to a marriage to try to make her feel happy when she's been betrayed. There's a reason A-Rod started cheating. There's a reason that these men just say, hey, I got to get out. I got to do something. There's a reason here. But I knew this time around the relationship was doomed. It had a better chance the first time around than it did now of surviving. They were in two different dynamics. Ben was the A-list, 20 million a film, on the call, first on the call sheet when it comes to these movies in his film career. He was action star, whatever. He was the first one they called to film a movie. She was a rising star who just went through a breakup with Sean Puffy Combs, and now she's with Ben Affleck. And it's like she's trying to say she's still who she is, and she's Jenny from the block, and she's back in the game, like Ben's right there with her, and they were going to do some things that were completely different. It always comes down to a narrative of power shifts and dynamics. That's not the relationship balance isn't the same anymore. She needed Ben at that time. She needed his connects in Hollywood. She needed all of that to get back to the acting the way she wanted to. Next thing you know, she's getting A-list movies. She's doing Made in Manhattan. She's doing all of the right people are now looking for her because of the popularity of Affleck. And his people did not want him with her at that time as his career started to spiral downwards for no reason. They didn't want him to marry Jennifer Lopez. So he was forced to break up with her to marry a woman, Jennifer Garner, who he didn't want to marry. With that being said, this time around, she wanted to get married, and right when they were engaged, weeks from the marriage, it falls apart, and Bennifer was over. Now, Bennifer 2, the second time around, they rush into a relationship right after he just got out of a relationship, filming a movie, rehab, trying to get his career back on track. She just got embarrassed by J-Rod. She wants to change the press headline clippings and turn that into JLo is now back and she's getting married anyway. After being engaged to A-Rod, and he cheated on her. Now, after this process, Ben Affleck was completely different, but the power dynamic had switched. She's now the alpha in the relationship. She's a megastar now. You are beneath her. She's got it all now. Financial empire, clothing line, apparels, sponsorships galore, producing her own films. You need her now. You were in the dumps. So now this keeps you in your image in the press. Everything is trending upwards for Affleck. Now everything is different. Now you're in the docile position, she's in the alpha position, and she is treating you like you work for her. Not a companion, but a person that works for her. That's how she's treating you. So the next time people want to get involved in a marriage, make sure it's a situation that everything's in abundance. And it's not fair to blame the divorce on the children. Okay, but that played a part in a blended family. You love that the two kids get along like this, but everybody's ideals are not the same. And in one household, what's allowed might not be allowed in another household. So yeah, the influence could be greatly manipulated, or things could have been there. You never know, but these are people's lives, y'all. It's their lives. They gotta live it. It has nothing to do with us. It just don't. So when I see these people go through their lives and go through these moments on their own, I just wish them luck. That's about all you can do is wish them luck. Because everything is out to get you now. If somebody do something on this side is out to get you, that side's out to get you. It's been a nightmare of torturous interference, countless missteps and mishaps. It has been a roller coaster of bad decisions made. And I think that's the part that hurts people the most is bad decisions. Well, when you see it and you see it play out, you start to understand a lot more than what the average person could understand. And what you start to see and understand is that Affleck had to do what was best for him because the relationship has gotten disrespectful. Um, the way she talks to him, as if he's beneath her and he's an imbecile. He's not respected, and he's tired of it. Now they separated months ago, but she didn't know to really that he was serious about leaving until he went and got another house. Now he was staying with her, and she was paying all the bills on the private jets and everything. Like Ben's like, that's on you. I'm gonna hit you later. So she was telling everybody in her team when they were going through this, like, I paid for the private jets. He still owes me money. How the hell he wants half of the house? He wants not half of her money. He wants his half for the mansion. When they sell the mansion, he wants his half. And she's like, how in the world are you supposedly getting half of what's mine? So out of anger, she jumps up and files for divorce. Without an attorney, she self-filed to make it abundantly clear that, no, I'm filing for this divorce. Me. And I knew this was going to come because she's had a bunch of failures. Her Netflix movie was a failure. Her last one, then this movie she put her own money into, the This Is Me, this whole documentary thing that nobody watched, nobody wanted to support it. She wanted to do like her concert movie, and it was totally abandoned by people that support her, and she just really don't have that connect with people. The JLo hive has been over for years. There is no JLo hive. That stuff is dead in the water. So this was it. Affleck was her way out. That was her survival, everything. She got the guy on her side for the red carpet. And he's like, look, I make movies too. I've directed them. I've won two. I got two Oscars. All right. So it became obsessively, and deceptively just bad. You know, it's like when you give somebody a foul feeling, you know, that's how it really was. It was a real foul feeling. Ben was stressed, with beyond belief. You could see it on his face. He was getting more and more stressed. And then you start to understand what marriage really is, you know? No matter how much money you have, no matter how much celebrity status you have, you're a human. And you go through everything just like everybody else. So you can't think money's gonna be your happiness because you see all these people with money and they miserable. It's a little hard for people to understand because they equate a lot of things to money. People go, man, when I get some money, man, I'm gonna get these shoes. When I get some money, man, I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that. So you driving and you working towards getting that with the money. But let's say you got the money. You don't really want it no more. You don't really want to go out and get that. You can get it anytime you want. You can fly anywhere you want. So it kind of defeats the purpose of like striving for it when you know you can just go whenever you want. So the excitement and the joy and the drive, the thrill of the hunt is not there. So that's why a lot of these people feel empty and they do stupid stuff for amusement. And you be like, why would you do that? You got all that money. Because people equate things to money. And make it the end all be all of everything when it truly isn't. So I wish them the best, man, you know. Hopefully they come out all right, you know, and the kids, you know, they do well with this. Um, blended family is pretty hard. You know, JLo didn't even speak to A-Rod's daughters again. They loved her, you know, called her like mom and all this. And as soon as they broke up, nothing. You know, and that's rough because kids, you know, they trust you and they think you love them back. You know, and that's just a hard situation, you know. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But let me get up out of here. I didn't took up enough of your time. But now you have your answers and what went on. So, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.